All right, coming back for part 2 of the word give your love to God. So, as we're coming back, you have to seek. I had to seek understanding of who God was, and He showed me. Excerpt. Seek God's love. That feels like what it feels like to be a child on a swing, and it feels like that momentary weightlessness of a child jumping on a trampoline that in one split second you're in the air before you fall back down onto the cushion of the trampoline. That moment in the air, that moment when you're on a swing set and you're swinging and you get up in the air. That free, light feeling before you are swung back down. It feels like being at home on the holidays and smelling the cooking of the food. And you're wrapped in that comfort. That's the feeling that dope fiends chase. People chase love that are looking and seeking for love of God. There are men out here running around from bed to bed to bed to bed to bed. Go back and look at the word that I released talking about the scripture about the woman at the well in relation to some of these men, but the same case, just it's exactly what is written in the word for the female. You have to seek God. He wraps his weight around you like a comforting blanket. Knock, it shall be open. It is written, write it on tablets, make it plain. When I was seeking the Lord on my God ordained spouse, I sat down and first looked at me. God, where are you taking me? God, what are you trying to do? God, what are we doing? God, I see that this is where you're showing me that you're trying to take me. Okay, let me write down mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, and emotionally, and financially what I know that you're taking me into. Now that I know this, let me write the characteristics of a man that can support that. Did I pause? Did I pause? You need the characteristics of a man that can support that. God's giving me that man who's mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially able to support where God's taking me. Okay? When he showed me this man, I actually thought he was a good candidate. And then the Lord said, at first I thought it was a joke. And the irony is the day that I sat down in my room and prayed to the Lord in tears, might I add you, that I didn't want to go through what I'd been through in my past with any other person. I can't love that hard no more. I can't do that. It wasn't but 5 minutes before I started that prayer was I looking at something that had my God ordained spouse in it. I was looking right at him, didn't know it. Before I prayed this prayer. Looking right at him. And even said when I looked at him, I said he'd be a good candidate. Not even thinking that he actually was the guy. It's like every time God confirms something to me, I find it so interesting. You ever heard the ding 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 spell? Not spell, what do you call it? you see it on like game shows. Ding, 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 ding. That's what I hear whenever the Lord confirms something to me. Ding, ding, ding. It's like he's saying, duh, that's what I was saying. um, so you write on tablets and make it plain. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Man, exactly. I already stated that. I made it plain and I left it in God's hands. By doing that, it allows God to work on you and mold you into the person that will be able to receive that kingdom man and or woman that you are praying for. And if you are obedient in seeking God, he will reveal to you who you are and make you into a new creature in him. Then if you ask, he will tell you who your husband is. He will tell you who your husband is. And when God tells you who your husband is, find it not strange that if you listen to other ministries online, you'll find that there will be a series of words coming from some of these same people stating the exact opposite. They'll start saying, oh, God will replace them. Oh, don't get attached to him. God will do this. And there's other people that will literally tell you, don't listen to that foolishness, because of the fact that if God told you who that person was, you didn't make it up in your own mind, that the enemy didn't send it. God will make it clear to you, and you keep handing it over to the Lord. You keep handing it back over to the Lord. Lord, is this right? Lord, am I in order? Make sure this is the right person, because I want to make sure I'm in the right order with you. God keeps confirming it's the same person. Don't you start listening to that foolishness. Don't you dare start listening to that foolishness. Because see, the thing that people don't understand is when you hear people say replacements, 9 times out of 10, they're talking about somebody that the person that they may have been in a previous relationship is being replaced by the person God is putting in them into relationship with. You don't ever go back unless God says go back, and God is confirmed to you over and over again, you're going back to the one that you were with, because I've dealt with that person. Don't you ever go back if it's not what God said. But the replacements are, for instance, Boaz. Look at Ruth. Boaz was a replacement for who? The kin member that Abimelech was related to Abimelech, I think. And when did you hear about this man? We didn't know about this man the entire story. All we ever knew about was Boaz, did we not? Because Boaz was the one that she was supposed to be with. You ain't even hear about him but for like 3 sentences when Boaz went to him to get the right to get her, to do the ceremonial shoe exchange, what have you. We didn't know who this man was because he wasn't important, because that wasn't the one. Again, I say, some of your people, some of you were involved with somebody that you wasn't supposed to be involved with. They forfeited. But you wasn't supposed to be involved with them anyway. They couldn't take you on. They didn't want you. They were never meant to be that person. They don't have rights to you. Some of them were not willing to forfeit their, and I ain't even talking about the rights to their family or what have you. I'm talking about their own sins, their own lewdness, their own malice, greed, personal will, ungodly things. They weren't willing to release those things. Because they were unwilling to release those things, God did replace them with the man that he is set for your life. So yeah, that's the only replacement. But it wasn't a replacement because that was the person that you were always supposed to be with. You may feel like it's a replacement because of the fact that you had your own mindset on the other person. But did God tell you that that was the person? Check yourself first. Okay? Don't blame God about no daggone replacements. There was no replacement. He already had the person. You just took a long time to become and come into agreement with the person God said that that person was. Okay? Don't fall for it when people tell there and try to tell you that foolishness. Okay? You got to make sure with God. Now, um, da, 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 da. God will show you him, but God will be kind enough to tell him because everything he shows you, he will show that man. You are meant to be with him. But the beauty of God is that he will reveal you with intimate details no one else will know, and God will give you the eyes to see the soul and the spirit for this person that is meant to be, that you're meant to be with, and where others might not see them to that degree. When God started to show me my God ordained spouse, he actually showed me my God ordained spouse before he revealed to me that that was my God ordained spouse. Exactly 1 year prior to him actually showing me who my God ordained spouse was, he showed me another image of that man. And he made me feel something in my heart towards that person. And for the life of me, at that time, I felt nothing. I was like, why am I feeling this? Why would I feel anything towards this person? Who is this person? To me. That's that person. They're over there. Why would I have any feeling towards this person whatsoever? Because God gives you the heart for that person. And this was before I even knew the Lord started to do the revealing of this man to me. If I just talked about the things that God did to show me that this man was my man, we'd be here for an hour. Okay? Over and over and over and over confirmation. And then over and over and over and over confirmation. And weird encounters with doppelgangers that were like, you had to look at them real hard to make sure that that wasn't the person. Because, I mean, that's how close these doppelgangers were. But yeah. He will show you. And when he reveals that person to you, he gonna reveal it to them. Remember, I tell you, I've had dreams, and I know when he was in my dreams. Because the first time it happened, he looked confused. And I know that the Lord had us meet several times, and I know now that we're more aligned on the same page than we've ever been, no matter what it looks like externally. Spiritually, we're on the same page.